It is 6:01 here in Washington. This is a live look at the White House on this August 1st. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jessica Dean in for Casey Hunt. It's great to be with you this morning. Donald Trump is getting called out for making false and misleading claims about the ethnicity of his 2024 opponent, Kamala Harris. In front of a group of black journalists, Trump was asked about how some in his party have attacked Harris, derisively calling her a DEI hire, bringing this response.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
Those remarks stirring up a firestorm of criticism, but Trump allies like vice presidential hopeful J.D. Vance quickly rallying to his side, even doubling down on the comments in some ways.
Kamala Harris is a phony who caters to whatever audience is in front of her. I don't know if you saw this, but earlier this week, look up the clip. She went down to Georgia and started talking with a fake Southern accent.
Vice President Harris herself is dismissing Trump's newest claims, calling it the same old show.
Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve better.
Potential vice presidential picks like Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona were also quick to call out Trump for those comments.
This is the reaction of a desperate and scared old man. He's afraid. He's probably afraid to debate her. He's certainly afraid to lose an election to her in November.
Joining me now to discuss all of this, Tolu Olorunnipa. Let's get it right, Jess. White House bureau chief for the Washington Post, Mike Dubke, former communications director for the Trump White House, and Kate Bedingfield, a former communications director for the Biden White House. Good morning to all of you. How's everybody doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Watching all of that, we have plenty to talk about today. Mike, let's start first with you.
Of course.
Sorry, we got it. But we're watching all of this, and people are starting to comment. Look, this is almost like birtherism 2.0 in a way, making questions about where she comes from, trying to other her. What do you think he's getting at in these remarks?
I think what he's getting at, or where the campaign is right now, is they've had a week of this Harris mania that's been going on, and Donald Trump's trying to get back into the conversation. One of the ways he knows to get back into the conversation is to say things that are going to be picked up on cable news, and especially saying things in front of a black journalist audience that are going to be picked up and make news. So I think part of this is really getting back in front of the cameras and being relevant to the campaign again after the news media has shifted focus. He had a pretty good month of June, July, and then we had the switch in candidates, and he took a back seat. Now I think he's trying to get back into the driver's lane.
And Kate, after the assassination attempt during the RNC, all the promises of a changed man.
Yes.
All the promises of he really has been changed and he's not the same man and he's all for
Trump.
Unity.
The new Trump.
Is this the new Trump?
This is the same old Trump. This is the only Trump. This is the only Trump there is. You know, I thought that Vice President Harris's response here was really pitch perfect in a couple ways. One, she made the response about the American people, right? Less about herself and more about, you know, America deserves better than this. You know, I thought she also approached it, she called it out directly, but she, I think, has been smart, and I'm watching her campaign and the surrogates go out, and I think they're being smart about not taking the bait here. I mean, kind of to Mike's point, this is what Trump does, right? He tries to be incendiary. He tries to draw the conversation back to him. And I think by not letting these kinds of things go unchallenged, but by not suddenly reorienting your entire message into like high outrage about this, they're not playing into his hands in there. And I think that's smart. And I think we're seeing from her just generally a sense of, you know, the kind of happy warrior sort of joy that I think is part of why she's connecting so directly with people right now, because people are so hungry for that. Our politics have been so divisive, so ugly. since Donald Trump came down that escalator almost a decade ago. And so I just think the way she's navigating this so far is really, really smart.
Yeah.